Hey guys, how are you all doing today? And today I'll be watching the season premiere to Hannibal Season 3. We've got through this show so quick and the end is near. Oh, that last episode, that finale it was a mixture of everything. It was sad, epic, it was a bloodbath, and we don't know what happened to our main characters except from Hannibal himself. Hannibal wins at the end. Let's be honest. There is one thing where he is vulnerable towards, and that is Will. I think he's devastated with what happened with Will. He feels hurt that what Will was doing throughout the second half of the last season, trying to goat him in and ultimately get close in order to get him once and for all. And he took advantage of Hannibal's liking to him, and Hannibal realized when he sniffed him and smelled Freddie Lounge, and he realized, hey, Freddie Lounge is not dead, and you are playing a game with the FBI, and you're not going to goat me in, I'm going to goat you in. And like what Alana said to Will, how do you know he's not playing you? And Will said he doesn't. I couldn't describe what was going on. It was crazy. So let's start with Jack. Jack got stabbed in the neck, and he's stuck in that closet thing, whatever, and he is calling Bella, and doesn't look good. He's lost a lot of blood, and Alana was pushed out the window by Abigail. Abigail's back. Hannibal was keeping her in his place, hiding her for a long time, ever since season one. And Will's face when he sees her for the first time since last season, you could tell he was confused but happy. And Hannibal takes her away from him for the second time, but this time right in front of him, helplessly on the floor as she gets her throat slit. And Hannibal was looking right at Will's face just to see how it would feel, make him feel bad. And the teacup shattering once again. And one of you guys made a great point on my Patreon, I think, where Hannibal says, when Will asks Will, when Will says to Hannibal, why you killed Abigail or whatever, and he says, I'm sorry I took her away from you. He didn't really confess openly that he killed her. He just said, I took her away from you, and this time he truly did, and it was heartbreaking. The music that was played in the background, fantastic stuff by the person who did the music for this show. It really hit close to home because you've grown to get really close to these characters, even the antagonist in Hannibal. And when I first started this show, I didn't realize you'll get this dynamic between Will and Hannibal. I thought it would be strictly about Hannibal, but Will the main protac- is also the main protagonist, like Hannibal, and the show will not be the same without Will. So hopefully Will survives this because he got stabbed by Hannibal, and that scene when Hannibal says, "I'll let you know me, I'll let you see me," and he looked really hurt in that scene. And even early on in that episode, he was giving Will a chance to come out and leave. And then out of nowhere, at the end, you find out that Dr. Demorhi is with Hannibal again, even though he tried to kill her previously, and she went to the FBI like 2 episodes before then, and they are on a plane together. And if I had to guess, they're going to Florence because in the books and in the movies, that's where he goes after all this shit goes down. So I don't know what's gonna happen here. Like, why is he? Why is she with Hannibal? Is it because he's so powerful at convincing people to do what he wants them to do? Like Abigail, Abigail could have run away, but Hannibal said to Abigail, "Come to me," and she couldn't. She went to him, and she said to Will when Will sees her for the first time in like a season, she's like, "I didn't know what else to do. I just listened to him." And it just goes back to how powerful Hannibal is psychologically. And that's no shit. He's a therapist. No shit, Dylan. But no shit, Dylan. He's a psychiatrist. But I just don't know what's. I am pretty certain there's a casualty between Will, Jack, and Alana. I don't think it's Will. Will is too important in this show. His relationship with Hannibal is paramount in this show. Jack and Alana, those two. I'm gonna hit. Jack looks more fatal in the last scene we saw him. But Alana, what purpose does she have now? Like, she knows about Hannibal, and I guess you could argue the same thing about Jack too, but I feel like Alana's more disposable than Jack, in my opinion. But that's... I can't predict what's going to happen in the show. I just can't. Maybe they'll kill both of them off, but hopefully we'll find out in this episode. And we got one more season, and after what happened in the last season, shit is going to get even crazier, because now Hannibal is revealed to be the Chesapeake Ripper, the copycat killer, the moment we've been waiting for. It's all open now, and the more he knows this, and she's known this for a while, hasn't she? But yeah. Let's get into this, guys. Hannibal Season 3, Episode 1. And if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this, you can on my Patreon, where you can watch full-length reactions to all the TV show episodes of Hannibal I watch, and future episodes of other shows and movies that I watch on Patreon, with the reference footage too, so you don't have to sync up with the time. It's all there for you. It's nice and easy. But yes, let's get into it, guys. Hannibal Season 3, Episode 1. Let's fucking do this, boys and girls. 3, 2, 1, go. It's like an action movie. Aha! Paris. We're in Paris. Look at him. Look at this guy. Look at some new victims, I see. Where's the Mohi?
They're terrible. You know they're terrible. You're just too polite to say. Blink if you agree.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. That guy sounds drunk. Oh dear. Oh. I thought he was gonna kill him then. I think it's best for Hannibal to lay low, but we'll see.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Oh dear. So is this where they get the story from Hannibal, the book and the movie? Do we get that Patsy guy too? Start trying to go after him, like for a bounty. I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I haven't read the book. I just want to know if Will, Jack, and Alana made it. God damn it!
Bonsoir.
Oh dear. Hannibal's moved on. Black and white flashback. Ah, Chilton. Not Chilton. Fucking. Oh, I'm stupid. Gideon. They're both the same. No, they're not. Is this how we kill Gideon?
You really are the devil. Certainly seem to enjoy it.
It's great to see him, though.
Smells of candy apples and thyme. You smoked me in time.
Smoked, glazed, served on a sugarcane quill. You'll be falling off the bone. This isn't cannibalism, Abel. It's only cannibalism if we're equals.
Ah!
It's only cannibalism if you eat me.
That is a fascinating thing he said there. Oh dear, Gideon. It's great to see him, though. I like his character. Well, Hannibal said it's only cannibalism if we're equals. That tells you everything you need to know right there, doesn't it? There she is. Of course she's a great dancer.
Are you familiar with the personalities of pre-Renaissance Florence? I think not.
I think this guy's with a dick.
Dr. Fell might hold in his hand, in his non-Italian hand, a note from Dante Alighieri himself.
E nelle braccia aveva Madonna involta in un trappo dormento. Poi la svegliava desto cuore ardendo, lei paventosa, umilmente.
That shut him up, didn't it?
It fascinated.
If he's such an expert on Dante, let him lecture on Dante. To the studiolo.
I'm happy to sing for my supper.
Oh dear. What does Hannibal say? Eat the rude?
You created a vacancy at the Palazzo Capone by removing the former curator.
A simple process requiring a few seconds' work on the old man. And a modest outlay for 2 bags of cement.
You no longer have ethical concerns, Hannibal.
Exactly.
You have aesthetical ones. Have you given serious thought to eating Professor Soliato?
My killing Suliato now would not preserve the peace.
Oh, if he wanted to, he could have easily killed her by now. Like, easily.
May I get dressed?
You may.
Fortune say no then.
What have you done, Hannibal?
I've taken off my person suit.
Is Will Graham still alive?
Will Graham was not a suitable substitute for therapy. Do you trust me?
Not entirely.
Exactly.
It's taken it.
I want to see more of her. 'Cause we don't know much about her, to be honest.
Spare the piss for the time being. If you are free, my wife and I would love to have you for dinner.
Oh no. You done fucked up here, pal. I wish Gideon was around a bit longer though. You could have done more of his character, maybe. Same with Chilton too. Like, they killed Chilton a bit prematurely. Even though it was a pretty badass way to get rid of him. Hannibal had a great plan. How long did he have him here?
Listen. They prefer eating in company.
Imagine what you must taste like. Won't be long until someone's taking a bite out of you.
You're becoming brighter, Abel. Dying hasn't told you one bit.
Fattened on me in a red wine marinade.
Oh my fucking god.
They have no idea they're going to be eaten.
I bet Gideon regrets not saying anything when he had the chance to.
How well do you know the Fells?
As well as anybody. Would you be not?
He has to die then.
Lydia, a friend of yours. I'd be
He has
surprised
to
if she
die because
hadn't.
he's supposed to be Dr. Fell.
We share a mutual detestation.
You're traveling alone, Anthony.
The only way I travel.
Oh,
No, she knows.
Roman is speaking to the
It's like he's
studio
interviewing
Friday
him
on
to
Dante.
see if he's a
You
perfect
should come.
candidate to die.
My husband has a very sophisticated palate. He's very particular about how I taste.
Is it that kind of party?
It's not that kind of party.
No. It really isn't.
Why am I so uneasy?
Shame. You're both suddenly so fascinating. Buonasera.
Buonasera.
Really? What?
You let him go.
Well, would you have me to, Bedelia?
It might have been for the best, though, if he did kill him. I don't know. That's a great shot. Florence. What the fuck? Oh, this is when she... Yeah.
It was a controlled use of force.
She did a number on him, didn't she?
I know what happened. He was your patient before he was mine.
He died under your care. I can help you. If you ask me to. 15th century edition of the Inferno is Pietro della Vigna's body hanging from a bleeding tree. I make my own home be my gallows. Mr. Nimmond, welcome. Please join us. We were just about to discuss the matter of chewing and dancing.
fast as lightning. That scene was, I remember watching that in Hannibal, and he did the same thing to that Patsy, doesn't he?
Would you say I secured my position, Professor Soriato?
Well, Studiolo seemed satisfied.
Satisfied? I thought the applause was downright enthusiastic. In its soft and dusty way.
Dr. Ferrer is a friend of yours?
I was his TA at Cambridge. The tales I could tell.
Ah!
You overestimate my affection for the genuine Dr. Val. Clearly, you found him as distasteful as I did.
On the contrary.
Yeah.
Are you here to twist me into an uncomfortable position?
That would be a bad
I'm here
idea.
to help you untwist. To our mutual benefit.
Oh no, Hannibal's not gonna like this. What an idiot. Why did you go back here? Why did you go to his place? Why did you... Oh...
Are you in this very moment observing or participating?
Observing.
You say you're observing, but
It's
this
still participation, isn't it?
is participation, Padilla.
Yeah, thankfully,
You know
yeah.
what he would do.
Damn.
What have you gotten yourself into, Padilla?
Exactly.
Shall I hang up your coat?
You should have shot him. Oh, Bedelia. Oh, Demoy. Get in again. There he is. Fucking hell. What a horrible position for him to be in.
Why do you think I'm allowing this?
Why do you think I'm allowing this?
Because snails aren't the only creatures who prefer eating with company. I'm just fascinated to know how you will feel when all this happens to you.
I don't think it will. I doubt that. So Anthony all nicely presented in Hannibal's weird way. And that was Hannibal Season 3, Episode 1. And this was Hannibal and the more he focused. And I had a feeling it would be just to tease me, because we still have no clue if Will, Jack, or Alana are alive. God damn it, you son of a bitch. But this episode was good though. Like how he adjusted to being in Europe and doing the same things he did in Virginia they did in here. And the more he has, I think she's... I'm not 100% certain, but I feel like by the end of it, she's like, what the fuck have I done? And I liked it was more focused on her. We got to know a bit more about her, what we actually saw in detail, what happened with her and this patient, and it was nasty business, nasty. And Hannibal, of course, worked his magic behind that too, and Hannibal had where he wanted her to be, and in her control, and in his control, and it gives me more of that relationship that those two have. It's very toxic. It isn't what I thought it was in the first season and a half, but by the time it's this episode, I realized, wow, it's extremely toxic, and it explains certain things in the last season too. And Hannibal is he's so captivating as a character. When he reads Dante's first sonnet and he just impresses everyone and proves that guy wrong, it's just, you root for him even though he is Hannibal the cannibal. And that last scene, the flashbacks of him and Gideon were fun to watch, because I do feel like Gideon was like the only guy at the time where he had that same traits as Hannibal. But that's see what Hannibal says to him. It's not cannibalism if we're not equal, or it's only cannibalism if we're equal. And That sentence just said it all. It just shows what he thinks of people like Gideon. What he thinks of everyone, maybe except for Will. But except from Will, everyone is just beneath him. Even Will's beneath him a little bit, but in this hierarchy, he is truly at the top. He's truly at the top, and he wanted to show that by having Gideon have to eat himself. Just as, and how many days did Gideon last there? A couple of days? I don't know, but those scenes are pretty brutal because we didn't really see Gideon beforehand in that position, and yeah, he was beat up by those security guards and all that, but still, it was nasty, very nasty. And I like the character of Gideon, so it was nice to see more of him in his flashback sequence. And there were several flashbacks as well, with, like I said, the more he and that patient, and how Hannibal, you know, played what he's known for, and that's, not I wouldn't say blackmail, but showing his control over her. And he is just a fascinating antagonist and a protagonist at the same time. It's so weird. It's just so weird. And I had a feeling he was going to have to get rid of Anthony. And I noticed that scene when he's talking about, do that presentation, and then Anthony comes in. And that scene was actually kind of parallel to the scene in Hannibal, where, except from it's not Anthony, it's Patsy, the cop who has a bounty. He wants to, I think it was Mason Verger's bounty too, and he tries to do it, but he gets killed, and in a pretty gruesome way. But he wasn't killed the same way as Anthony was in this episode. He just had his neck broken and bashed his head in. And the more he watched, and their relationship is it's very interesting because she knows Hannibal really well, but there's something that she can't resist in terms of his I think his power over her. And it's just an interesting, I want to say, dynamic. Compared to Will's relationship, it's nothing, but it's still an interesting um, interaction between those two. And I'm hoping we see Will, Jack, and Alana, or we see what happens to them in the next episode. I really hope they do, because yeah, I love this, but I have questions. I demand answers. Okay, and yeah, it was a great episode. We're seeing where Hannibal, how he adjusts, and it seems like to me these important plot points, they are taken from the book, but they are messed around and refined a little bit to suit this show, and they do a good job in that department. And for example, when he goes to Florence, it's when he escapes from, when he escapes from Baltimore, and he's at Florence for like what, 10 years. And this, when he escapes from his place with Will, Jack, and Alana, and he immediately goes Florence. But I have a feeling they're gonna find out he's at Florence or in Europe. I don't know where he's going. He's on a train somewhere. Where's he going to? I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna watch next episode now. I'm looking forward to it. I want to know what the fuck happened, right? Because in the opening credits, it says that Lawrence Fishburne, all these guys are in it. So that was my reaction to Hannibal season 3, episode 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. And if you're watching the full length reaction to this, you can have my Patreon, where you can watch full length reactions to all the movies and TV show episodes I watch. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.